Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic in a new year, of course, and this is the second day of that new year, but what a day to check out Blobs' fantastic puzzle hunt, The Hobbit. That's our new patron reward for January, and it is available on our Patreon, where you can find other content like connections videos, and there was one yesterday, and crossword videos and all sorts of stuff going on. So do check out our Patreon. There's always some content going up there, and we're very proud of it. Now, there is also all of our apps. We're very proud of them too, and they do feature line Sudoku, killer Sudoku, and thermo Sudoku relevant today. Also chess Sudoku. I've just noticed that is relevant today as well. And they are great apps. They feature, the earlier ones featured 100 puzzles, some of the later ones 60, but they're priced accordingly and still incredible value for each one. Do give yourself a treat and have a go at one of them at least. And of course, there's our merchant SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD linked under the video. But the first link is to this puzzle, Warp Speed by the Bard. Now, the Bard has actually been recommended to us a number of times. I'm not talking about Shakespeare, I'm talking about the Sudoku constructor, but I think this is the first time it's made it to the channel, and a couple of people have recommended this puzzle Warp Speed to us, so thank you to them. I'm going to go through the rules and just tell you what they are. If you're familiar with palindromes and thermometers, as well as German whispers and quadruple circles, you'll have no trouble understanding, but I will explain for everybody. So normal Sudoku rules apply. We'll be trying to put 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. There's a knight's move restriction, and that means that out comes Knighty McKnightface to remind me when I forget that digits that are a knight's move apart, like those two or like those two, cannot be the same. German whispers means that consecutive digits along a green line, oops, like those two, have to have a difference of at least 5, so that could be 1 and 6 or 1 and 9, but not 3 and 7. Along the 1 thermometer, digits increase from the bulb to the tip. What else have we got? We've got quadruples. Digits in the small white circle must appear in the surrounding 4 cells, so 2 and 7 must be in that group of cells. Now, the grey lines without bulbs on are palindromes. They have to read the same forwards and backwards. And there are a couple of killer cages which add up to the total given, if it's given, and the digits in them don't repeat. So the total is relevant there, the digits couldn't repeat. The digits not repeating is relevant there, there is no total given. Give it a try on the first link under the video, Warp Speed by the Bard. I'm going to start now and say, let's get cracking on the 2nd of January. Where do we start? This is a 9-cell cage, so it contains all of the digits from 1 to 9, once each. I guess if this was, the green lines alternate, right, 5 cannot appear on a green line. The digits must alternate between high and low accordingly, meaning higher than 5 and lower than 5 to maintain the difference. And, well, in some instances, I don't think it applies in this puzzle, it applies to that cell. 4 and 6 cannot be placed in cells where their 2 neighbours can see each other. Maybe I was going to observe that if this cell is low, it would have to be a 2, because 1, 3 and 4 are in that area. But it could be a 2. I mean, I suppose it is not a 6 according to this quadruple circle as well. So it's 2, 7, 8, 9. That doesn't really inform those cells. I'm going to look at this cage, which has its German whisper line fully embedded. Now, 617 is a possibility here with a 1 there, and I think that's the only way for this to be low. That is kind of the minimal digits. If this is high, 7 won't work because that would have to be a 1-2 pair. Oh, hang on, there's a 2-7 around here. 6-1-7 won't work because 7 has to be around this quadruple in box 3. Right, so this is definitely high, and it's not 7, it's 8 or 9. If it was 8, these would have to add up to 6. As low digits, they'd have to be 2 and 4, but 8 can't go next to 4. So we've got a digit in the puzzle. That's a 9. These add up to 5, and they don't include a 2. They are 1 and 4. Right, we bring that down here. 9 is on one of those 2 cells now because of this given 9. 1 is obviously somewhere around this quadruple and forms a sort of X-wing with those possible placements for 1 in box 3. That must use up the 2 1s in columns 8 and 9. So both 1 and 9 now must appear in these 3 cells in box 6. And not on any of those cells of the German whisper. Is that interesting? Not quite. If 9 had to appear on this whisper, the only spot it could go is there. Okay, what comes next? I think this, I think this might be a colouring puzzle. Okay, what else I will do first is note that these cells cannot be 1, 4 or 9, which are already sort of placed in the box. 2 and 7 are ruled out by the quadruple circle. So they are from 3, 5, 6 and 8, and they have palindrome equivalents. And if we had an 8, 8 is not, okay, these cannot be 8, because that would use up the 8s for columns 8 and 9, and yet we need 1 down here. So 8 is ruled out of those ones. Well, these are interesting. The only possible, is it time to colour? Probably is. Yeah, let's give it a colour. Let's call that orange. Where does orange go in box 1? So those cells are ruled out directly by Sudoku. We've got Nighty McNightface doing his job and ruling out, oops, that cell. So orange is now in one of those 3. I think the Knight's move is going to be very important, and that kind of is proof that colouring is going to matter. No, this is important. This digit is not allowed to be 1, 2, 8 or 9. So although we didn't have a complete restriction on the monogamous digits 4 and 6, this is going to be very interesting because it's going to force the cells next to it. 3 and 4 can only be next to 8 or 9. 6 and 7 can only be next to 1 and 2. So these digits, where does this digit, which must be on this quadruple, where does it appear? Given the Knight's move, it can't be in any of those cells, so that digit must be there on the quadruple. Let's give that a light blue colour. And that digit, well, not light blue, because I suspect we'll be ending up using lots of colours. Let's call it dark blue. That digit, where does that appear on the 1, 2, 8, 9 quadruple? Also in the corner, because that cell sees all of those. So these are the same now. I don't know whether they're high or low, but I do know that they're the same digit. And now I know that they appear in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku. Hang on, they could appear there. I've got to be careful. Blue could be the same as orange. So I did note that where this puzzle appeared on Logic Masters Germany, the Bard had written or something like, it's warp speed, but don't go too fast or you may make a mistake. This is the sort of mistake that would be quite easy to make. Because you could easily say blue, I nearly did say blue has to be in one of those cells and can't be there. But if it was 8, it could be there. Orange could be blue. I'm actually going to just for now remove that orange colouring. I can easily restore it, but I'm more interested in blue since I found 3 blues down here. Oh, lovely. Where does blue go in this cage? Look, that cell rules out those ones. That one rules out those 2. That one rules out both of those. So blue is known in the cage. Now, if blue was orange, it would have to be there. Actually, maybe we can do a bit more with these palindromes now. Ah, look, blue here sees all of those cells. Remember the Knight's move. It sees that one in the cage. So blue in box 4 is definitely in one of those cells. Okay, it may be all about where it can go on palindromes. So could this one that we had as orange be blue? I think it would have to be there in box 1 if it was. Then it would have to be there on the palindrome again in box 2. Oh, that's really interesting. Right, that wouldn't work. This is slightly complicated, but I'm going to go for it. So what I'm speculating is, actually, let's just get rid of these colours while I explain what I'm seeing. If that was blue, this would be blue because of the palindrome rule. Then by Knight's move and Sudoku, that would be blue in row, well, in box 5. That one sees this by Knight's move, that one sees that by ordinary Sudoku. So if blue was there, blue is now there and there. On the palindrome you place it again, and suddenly there is nowhere left in row 3 for blue. So that is not happening, and this is not blue. So blue is now in one of these two cells in column 3. It's also not orange. I'm going to restore orange, because I'm still quite interested in orange. Orange is in one of those cells in box 1, and it is definitely, I mean, I'm naming orange, or I'm just deeming orange to be the end of this 5-cell palindrome. Anyway, if blue is there, what's going to happen then? We get blue on this other end of this palindrome, blue in one of those two cells, blue in specifically that cell, then blue would be there. Now, are those feasible positions for blue? They work on the whisper. They are. That's disappointing. I was hoping that the palindromes would both be ruled out. Okay, I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm going to say blue being in one of those two cells cannot be in either of these two. You can see that this one sees that one horizontally and that one by Knight's move, and it's the same for that one on those two. So blue is ruled out of those. It's ruled out of those anyway. So blue is in one of these 3. Now, blue cannot be there because the other end of it is a Knight's move away from another blue, the other end of the palindrome. So that's immediately ruled out. So now blue's in one of those 3. They all see that cell, so it's not there. Blue is, oh, actually blue, since we made that orange, blue is definitely in one of these two. It is. Oh, that's getting interesting. Now blue can't be there by Knight's move or ordinary Sudoku. So in row 5, it's in one of those. So it's quite likely to end up on this palindrome. If it was there, it would have to be here, here, here. Ah, this, no, that doesn't work. Right. Okay, in box 1, what is ruled out from being blue? Those are ruled out by that cell. These two are ruled out by that pairing. That got ruled out by those 3. So there are 3 cells left in box 1 at the moment where blue can go. Now, I saw this a second ago. One of these absolutely doesn't work, and it is this one. Doesn't work for blue because blue can't go next to itself on the whisper. Therefore, it would have to go there in row 1, and now there's nowhere in row 2 because that is a Knight's move away. So that is an impossible place for blue. Blue is now in one of those two positions. I thought one of these didn't work. Let me just figure it out again. If blue was there, blue would be there and there and there. Yeah, this doesn't work as well. It's not exactly the same thing. But blue, oh I see, of course. This can never be blue because we've worked out that can never be blue. That's an important point. Once that can't, if that was blue, that couldn't be, so that would be the place in box 2, and then both of these are ruled out, so that's impossible, and that is blue. We finally found it in box 1. That was quite complicated, but I liked it. Maybe I'm a little bit perverse that way. Now blue is on this palindrome, and everything is going to come clear. That can't be by Knight's Move or by ordinary Sudoku, and there we go. We've placed all the blues, and they are all 1, 2, 8 or 9, but look, the one in box 3 is not 1 or 9. So now we know all the blues are 2 or 8. And that, okay, that rules out 4 and 6 off this green whisper line. This digit is 3 or 7. Now, that was quite hard to do and started with the observation about this quadruple. That's not available up here. This digit is not blue. There's a 7 still to place. 9. This cage was very useful. If I could repeat the trick with using this cage, I would feel like I was achieving something. Maybe I need to focus on the palindromes. So we've got lots of other palindrome spots. So these are on the long one. Ah, yeah, okay. So let's make them red, new color. This cell sees all of those cells. We know red can't, I was going to say we know it can't be orange or blue. Do we know red can't be orange? I thought we learnt that earlier. If red was the same as orange, it would go, maybe we don't. We didn't learn that earlier. Okay, I'm not going to start with red, forget red. Let's choose another palindrome cell, this one. Let's make that yellow. Where does yellow go in, that is interesting. Where does yellow go in box 1? Oh, this is the position that works for box 1. That yellow obviously sees all of those cells. Yellow cannot be the same as blue or orange. It's a new third color, which makes me feel safer. Yellow can't go there because of this palindrome. So yellow does go on the 1, 3, 4, 6, and that sees 2 of the cells. So yellow's in one of those 2. And yellow is 1, 3, 4 or 6. Now let's trace it around. Yellow jumps to Knight's Move there. So yellow's in one of these 2. Where can yellow go in this cage? It is the same deal. It cannot go in those cells because of this yellow and those ones because of that one. So it definitely goes here. And we've found another yellow. This digit sees those in the cage, that by Knight's Move, those in the row. So one of these 2 is yellow. One of these 3 is yellow. It's looking likely that it's going to be, it'd be lovely if we knew it was in one of those 2. Let's keep going though. This one sees those. Oh, so does the other. And it sees that. But, I don't know. We know yellow is 1, 3, 4 or 6, but that's not actually helping. Don't say I'm running out of steam on the yellow, but I think I am. Okay, let's colour this one now, and I'll go for green this time. Because this can't be yellow as well, it's in the same row, it can't be blue or orange. It's a bona fide 4th colour. It's in one of those 3 cells. This digit sees all of those. Oh, this isn't that helpful. Oh, I'm picking badly. Okay, forget green. Let's try this one again. Because this now, oh, it could still be orange. That was my problem. Okay, well hang on a second. Let's have a look at orange a bit more. That orange sees all of those cells. It can't be yellow or blue. So orange is in one of those four. Definitely. Now, this orange also sees that cell. Actually, this orange, where does orange go in the 9-cell cage? It goes in one of those three. Oh, first of all, and most important of all, this orange, where does it go in box 2? It sees all of those cells. We know it's not blue or yellow, so it goes again on the palindrome. Now, what I worked out, it could be there. Can it be here? That would be interesting if it couldn't. Can't see anything quickly about why it couldn't. Orange does appear a second time on the palindrome. Does it appear a third? And the answer came there, none. Now, what did I say? I said orange was in one of those three positions in the cage. And that's definitely right. Oh, those two both see that cell. So that's unavailable. Oh, that was already unavailable for orange. Orange can't be in any of those. Oh, yes. I said it's in one of those three in the cage. So it can't be there on the palindrome. Of course, so it can't be there. Perfect. So it is there, not in row 3, column 1. It's still in one of those two, and I don't know which one. But now we got it on the palindrome again. Not there. One of these three in box 5. Oh, it's quite limited here. Yes. It's not in those cells or those by ordinary Sudoku. It's not there because of the palindrome. So orange in box 6 is in one of those two. In box 9, it's limited to 3 cells. In row 7, orange can't be in any of those or that. It can't be on the palindrome. Ah, so in row 7 there's an overlap between the 3 available cells. Well, actually, this is the only available cell. It's that simple. That is where orange is in row 7. What do we know about orange? It's 3, 5, 6, or 8. We now know it's not 8 because it's not on this quadruple. So orange is 3, 5, or 6. So is this cell, which is not orange, which I am going to have to go back to colouring in a moment. But that wasn't as helpful. Maybe this one will be. Now we know it's not orange. Right, I was going to call that red all the time, so I'm going to do that. That is red. Red's obviously in one of those three. That's just simples. Now, red is not the same as orange, yellow, or blue in box 2. It's a bona fide fourth colour. I know I tried to do that with green earlier. But red can't be in any of those cells. Or those two. So it's either 9 or this one, and it's not this one because of the palindrome. So red is 9, and I've got 2 more digits in the puzzle, and they're 9s. Now we know 9's in one of these 2 cells, so they're sort of red. 9 must be in one of those 2. That's not a 9. 9's in one of these 3. Might as well mark it up. Now, where's 9 in the 9-cell cage? That 9 sees all of those. So 9 is in one of those 2 cells in the cage, and it's not here, and this is not red, and that is the 9. And is that going to, no, it doesn't reach down here. 9 here rules out 9 from, oh, 9 in box 1 is in one of those 2. 9 in box 7. Those 3 all see that cell. The thermo rules out the bulb. That pair rules out that cell. Are all these available for 9? I think so. And that's a shame because that's more than I wanted. But anyway, we got somewhere with 9s. We didn't put any on the whispers. That might, well, that's a possibility, but it might be interesting in itself. If that was 2 now, that cell would have to be 8 because it's not 9. No, it could be 7. Ah, wake up. Okay, now I'm colouring this one because it can't be any of red, blue, orange or yellow. This is a bona fide cell and we're going green again. So, green's in one of those 3. That green sees those. This one puts it in one of these 4. Now, okay, that's not all that helpful. Let's try this one. Okay, let's get rid of green. I started prematurely on green. I'll go purple here. And then purple's in one of those 2 cells. It could be what is about to become green, maybe. Now, purple in the cage can't be in any of these cells, can it? So it's in one of those 2 along with the 9. There we go. Purple and red there. And now purple is in one of these 3 in the central box. And they all see that cell, so purple cannot be on that palindrome. That's neat. So this is purple. That sees all of those cells. Ah, and this position for purple sees the bottom ones. So purple is now in one of those 2 in box 6, not in those cells in box 5, and definitely here. And now it's in one of these 2 at the bottom of column 5. That keeps it out of those. The purple here keeps it out of those 2. Ah, have I run out of steam on purple? That was annoying. It was going, first of all, better than I expected, and then suddenly stopped when I thought it would keep going. Purple in the cage, we did that in the big cage. Now, we haven't come across 1 or 4 in any of the colours we have achieved, and we won't when, okay, I'm now going to do this green again, because I know it can't be purple now. Okay, so I'm going back to green. Green is in one of those 3. Just have to be careful. The warp speed warning was right, that you've got to take these puzzles carefully. Otherwise you will just make an unwarranted assumption. And I might already have done it. Here's my bingo. Green in box 1 is not allowed in those cells. So it's on this 1, 3, 4, 6 quad. I thought I was going to say... and it is 3, but no, it's 3 or 6. That wasn't a huge moment of epiphany and delight. But it was true nonetheless. So green is 3 or 6. It can't go there, or there, or there. Green in box, whatever this is, box 4 is quite restricted. Ooh. If I could rule green out of that cell, it would have to be in the cage here. If it's in the cage here, that's green. If it's not, that's green. Oh, I could have told you a different way that green is in one of those 2 cells in row 5, just by looking at row 5. I didn't figure that one out. Oh, bother. Stuck on green again. Unlike a car at a traffic light. Oh, there's a 1-4 X-Wing. That's been very obvious for a long time. I haven't noticed it. 1 and 4 are in these cells. Orange is not 1 or 4 because orange is 3, 5 or 6. So we know exactly where 1 and 4 are in those cells. And we know exactly we know that yellow is one of 1 or 4 as a result of that. That's down here as well. Now, we don't know that yellow's on the quad there. We do know it's on the quad here. That's not clearing anything up. That's how we knew it was 1 or 4. Yellow is in one of these positions. If yellow was here, it would be here on the palindrome. I haven't really looked at that palindrome. Also here. Because it's one of 1 or 4, it would be there. We'd be painting all the yellows into the grid, including on a green line. Now, this is the one I haven't looked at. I want to give it a new colour, but it could be yellow. Oh, this one is so very, very blatantly on the 1289. So whatever this digit is, it's not 9, we know that. It's 1, 2 or 8, and it's not blue, which is also from that set. I'm not removing yellow. So I'm going to start a new colour, light blue, but bear in mind that it could be yellow. I certainly haven't ruled that out. And blue is one of, oh, well, it's definitely in this light blue. It sees that cell. It's not red or dark blue. It's definitely here. It's 1, 2 or 8, and it's in one of those positions. Oh, now my colouring scheme is looking a bit ropey. I might have to get rid of the yellow. I don't want to get... I'll tell you what, I'll uncolour those yellows and just pretend I don't know anything about yellow in these boxes yet. And I'm aware that blue could be, light blue could be yellow, but it definitely is light blue in those 3 cells. And it is 1, 2 or 8. And it is in one of those 2. Now, that means, well, neither of the, I see this is going to confuse me. Light blue could be yellow. Look, light blue's definitely on this palindrome, on this whisper line. Because it can't be there or there, and it is definitely different from, well, let me just check that it is different. It's different from orange, it's different from red. It's different from purple, it's different from bright green, it's different from dark blue. Yeah, it's different from everything necessarily, except possibly yellow. So what would happen if light blue is yellow? Did this work out as a possible group? We had 1 there. It would be a 1, because that's the only overlap between the digits, and we would be placing it everywhere there. Okay, so if light blue wasn't yellow, does something freaky happen then? Okay, if light blue isn't yellow, in box 2 it's in one of those cells, then it has to be here. And then it's in one of these 2. I can't quite get a grip on this. If I miss something with a number or oh, light blue in the cage. Ah, perfect. Oh, it's that straightforward. Where is light blue in the cage? Given those 2, it can't be in any of those cells, so it is yellow. There we go. Light blue is yellow. Simples. Except I didn't see it. Anyway, I've seen it now. Good. Yellow's in one of those 2. Now, it is an overlap between the 1, 2, 8 set and the 1, 4 set. So it is definitely 1. And it is definitely there in box 3 and not there. And we can place it up here in box 1 now. And it's a 1, and we've got all of them in the grid, and one of them is now on the green line. So this is 6, 7 or 8 by Whisper technology. That's a 4, and it's not got a colour of any sort. We've done 6 colours, and they're all in box 3, so this is the 7th colour. What is the next colour? Let's choose next colour off the rank. I'm going to choose grey. We'll go back to light blue in a moment, but let's choose grey for 4. Now, it has to be in one of those 2 cells because of the quadruple clue down here. That 4 sees that digit. Oh, it can't be there on the whisper for whisper reasons. So grey 4 is in one of those 2. Then it's in one of these 2 in box 5. Those positions for grey rule out those. Those positions for grey rule out those. Those positions for grey rule out that cell. So grey is in one of these 4. Not that one. One of these 3 cells in box 8. And between box 8 and box 5 it is in the cage, so it's not there. Now, is there a palindrome digit that I haven't even tried to use? That would be nice. No, but maybe the whisper digit's next. I don't know, this hasn't been narrowed down much as far as I can see. The 9s haven't got resolved. Nothing's gotten resolved that I wanted to happen. Okay, I've still got 2. This is going to be interesting. So I'm going light blue again now. That is a different colour from all the colours I've put in the grid so far in box 3. They're all in box 3. That sees all of those cells, so we know where it goes in box 2. That's interesting. It also sees all of those cells, so it's in one of those in box 6. And now it must be in one of these 3 and not on the 1, 2, 8, 9. So it's not 1, 2, 8, 9, and we know it's not 4 in this box. I mean, I suppose it's 3, 5, 6 or 7. That was more digits than I was hoping to have left available. But now this has become a triple, has it? Oh, that was... Why are they both written in red? They shouldn't be. That triple, though, I can take the white out. This is now bright green, light blue, and grey as a triple. Yeah, that's right. So I've got orange, yellow, blue, red here. I haven't put purple into this box, and now I can. Purple is here. And that's not purple. That's definitely purple. It's not a 1. I don't know why I've left that pencil mark in. Purple in box 7 is in one of those 3. This is just a huge colouring exercise. I'm finally getting to grips with it now. Oh, blue I was doing. That blue sees those cells. Am I meant to think about light blue in the cage? Don't know. Okay, the 9th colour is violet. And that doesn't go here, so we must know what this colour is. Violet goes in one of those 2 with grey. So this is, what colour is it? Green. Yeah, it is. Hadn't noticed that. Now, what does that do for us? It's not much here. Well, it takes green out of those cells. I thought it was going to be more helpful when I got eliminations going. Now, let's look down column 6. Violet, grey and red. Purple, yellow and blue are gone. We've got 3 other colours. They are orange and green and light blue. Orange can't be there. Green can't be there. Come on, Mark. That's not how to do it. Okay, these 5 colours in the cage have to be the same as these 5. That's quite interesting. We've had yellow, blue, red and purple. There they all are. That is the same as that. These are definitely the same. Now, do I know what colour this is? In those 2 cells, it cannot be red, yellow, blue or purple. It can't be grey. It can't... Oh, it could be green. In fact, it's one of these three, isn't it? Because these two being the same. It's not purple. It could be green. It can't be orange. Oh man, what else can this be? Oh, yeah, I do know what this is. If I look at these 6 colours and work out which one is missing, it's grey. So one of these is violet. So this cell which repeats here is either green or violet. It can't be anything else. That's not good colouring because it's encouraging me to think that I've limited the position of violet in these boxes. Green or violet? Oh, but green or violet is 6, 7 or 8. Oh, bother. I don't know. But anyway, orange must appear somewhere in one of those cells. What other colours in this column? We've got grey, sort of marked. Yellow, red, grey. Light blue. I just don't know. Okay, this box then. Red, purple, blue, orange, yellow. Green we know is in one of those. Violet, that is one possible place, but it's one of 2 colours that are available in that cell. What other colours? We've had... What do we know about... I don't know anything about light blue here. Oh, maybe I do. No, I don't think I do. One of those is light blue. But, could I rule that out from being light blue by the whisper? No. Okay, come on. I'm just not quite getting to grips here. One of purple, light blue, or violet is a 7. I can't use these yet. 3, 4, 6 up here. Green is 3, 4, or 6. So if this was green, it would have to be a 6. Now, is there any problem with that? It would have to be in this cell as a 6, and in that cell, and there, and in the corner. Wow, it would all get done if it was a 6. Otherwise, it would have to be violet. Oh look, 1, that's a 4. 4 is grey. I know that. Oh, you numpty, that's just Sudoku sitting there waiting to be done. So that's violet, right. One of these 3 is now violet. Or can I use the 4? One of those is a 4. 4 is grey, that's a 4. One of these 2, I've already marked that as a 4. One of those 2 is a 4. Can I use the digit 4? It's up there somewhere. One of those is grey. That is quite limiting in this box, where we've got so that is definitely orange now, which I didn't know before, and that is now 3 or 6. 5 has come out of orange as a possibility. 3 or 6, that's giving us 3, 6 pairs. So blue is 5 or 7. Light blue hasn't changed this cell. Light blue is 5 or 7. We're not allowed to put a 5 on the whisper. There we go. Light blue is 7. And on the whisper, dark blue is now 2. Lots of those to fill in. This is now an 8, 9 pair. And I've got a 3, 6 pair in this column as well. So there goes 5 in onto purple. Now it's going to come together. Right. Orange is 3 or 6. This whisper won't let that be a 2. This is a 2. We know blue is a 2 now. Dark blue is a 2. That is 7, 8 or 9. This is 7 or 8 by the whisper. It's not 9. There is a 7 in one of those cells, and 7 is light blue. What does that mean? Does that mean... I don't quite know yet. This is 7 or 8. That's a pair in this row. That is a 6. Now that had to be the same cell as that. They're 6s. Orange has become a 3. That's a 4-6 pair at the top. Violet has become an 8 in the top row. Green has become 6. This must get a lot done. Not necessarily everything. That's a 7 now, and therefore it is light blue, and that might help a lot with the colouring. That sees that on the Knight's move. Knighty McKnightface still doing his job. This one over here, oh, what was 6? 6 was green. That's quite an important bit of colouring to get right. This cell has been bothering me for a long time, row 9, column 6. Now I've got that. Can I put 6 in this box? Not quite. It's on one of those two. Right, these are 4, 8, 7, 3. This is a 9, 5 pair. 9, 5, 6, 1, 2. Again, this is a 3, 7 pair. Surely the Knight's move, yes, it does figure them out. That's kind. I was hoping it would. 3 is orange, so that's not orange. 3 is there. How are we doing on 3s? 2 more to go in those, in the little X-wing down here. This colour is 7. This colour is 8. It's all working. Marvellous. The 4, 7 pair there. This is 8, so not the green colour. That one is the violet. 4 and 7 are grey and light blue. I don't know which is which, but they both see both of those cells. So this has to end up being light blue in box 1. 3, 7, 2, 1. Still got that 4, 6 pair to sort out. This is a 4, 8 pair. Can't believe that the Knight's move's not reaching there yet. 1, 3, 7, 5, 2. That 6 sees all of those cells. 1 by Knight's move, 1 in the cage. So that's 6, which is definitely not red. It is definitely bright green. That's the last 6 in the puzzle. That's a... oh no, it's not, because I haven't done the top corner, but never mind. That's a 4, which is grey. I might as well complete the colouring now I've got this far. We were going to put a 6 up there, and the grey 4 here. That's Sudoku doing that. These are from 5, 8, 9. I'm sure the thermo would be helpful. I used it for something very early on, a tiny little indication. I have a feeling I'm not going to use it again. We shall see. That's 8, that's 9. Now that fixes 9 and 5 here. Now, remember, we were advised not to go at warp speed because we might make a mistake. And that's probably true. And you'll probably think, my goodness, Mark really never went at warp speed in this puzzle at all. And that may well be true as well. But getting to the end of it is absolutely the key. That is 3 or 7. That's 3, 4 or 7. Okay, I was going to use the thermo now, but it could... no, it can't be a 7 because of this quadruple. So that is a 3. And we're back to regular party 3s in the corners. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light losing its religion. And those 3s are orange. Just taking it easy, making sure I get it right. The 5, 8 pair is resolved. Yes, it is. That one is not able to be purple, so it's violet. There we go. 5, 8. This colour's wrong. This seems to be where red has to be now. Yes, it is. Correct. Knight's move helps with that, and that's not red, and now this can't be on the Knight's move, nor will that be. So these ones are definitely red, definitely 9. Knighty McKnightface, who is red himself, comes to the rescue. That's the last 8. There we go. I'm trying to get the colours right as I go. 4 and 8 again there. Probably left some part coloured cells in, so this one I think is now the purple, 5, 7 and 4. What colour is 7? Light blue. That's a 4. Have I got a 4-7 deadly pattern left over? I think I have. That's horrible. Something must fix it by night's move. Hang on, light 7 is blue. Light blue or grey had better reach into one of these, or... Oh no, it's the 7 quadruple cell. Oh, that's a relief. I'm terrified I'd suddenly got it wrong at the death. Oh, there's a part coloured cell. And these are grey 4s, and that, I think, hopefully correctly coloured, but you'll tell me if I missed something. There we go. It's got the right numbers in, and that is the key. 47 minutes, not an easy puzzle at all. I probably didn't do the colouring perfectly, but it's one of those where you have to be very selective. Oh, I never remarked on the KM sitting up in the version of this puzzle. Of course it stands for knight's move. Could stand for king's move. I don't think that indication's going to catch on. But anyway, that's a lovely puzzle, and we get a nice coloured grid at the end of it. I hope that the colour selection worked for you, even if you have some colour blindness issues. We do care, it's just very difficult to get the 9 perfectly separate colours. Anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for being with us. We'll be back, of course, with 2 more videos tomorrow. Thank you for watching, bye for now.